Hey, we're back from hiatus. This is CJ.
And this is TC.
And we've got a special guest in the studio tonight. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're back from hiatus, and we're going to start the rundown after hours with our special guest, Quincy Brisco.
Do you love seafood? Hi, I'm Captain Dave Marciano, and I want to invite you to check out our new website, angelicaseafoods.com. Now you can get fresh local seafood shipped overnight from Gloucester's fishing families to yours. angelicaseafoods.com, the finest, freshest seafood New England has to offer.
From the boat to your door, get Angelica Seafood's premium seafood, sustainably caught and packaged at angelicaseafoods.com.
What's going on, guys?
Nothing, you tell me.
I am so glad to be back in the studio.
It is good to have you back here in the studio. We haven't had you back in here since, October?
Yeah, we've taken a little break.
We had the holidays and even more holidays.
Yeah.
And now we're back, and
That's behind us now.
It's behind us. You're right, Quince.
And we got TC looking real sharp.
Always looking really. I'm like a sharp-dressed man.
You know, the folks at home can't see it, but he's got a fresh haircut. His mustache is on point.
It is.
Sequence jacket. I mean, he looks like a 70s porn star.
70s, 80s, 90s, and today, if you wanted to. But I'm a little tired. It's been a rough day down here at Restani Productions. A lot of productions going on.
I know.
Your triumphant return to the rundown. Quincy doing disco dancing down here.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, number one, I like it, and two, the last video we made was so good that some of the viewers were asking for another one. So it's like, all right, that was a while back.
It is.
Entertaining the folks of Boston, entertaining
the world, not
the
just
world,
Boston,
really.
The world.
Yeah.
We need some more good people. It's easier said than done. Morale, we need it.
Move over John Travolta.
Well, that was a little bit of that tonight, so we'll see what it does for us.
John Travolta looks up to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just put it that way. So, Quincy, this is CJ Show's The Rundown. So there could be people around the country that may have not been introduced to the magical world of Quincy Brisco. So why don't you give us the 411 on what it's like being an entertainer?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for taking me on the show.
Absolutely.
Second, the entertainment world, I liked it. I don't think you could put it any better. It's like since the 70s and 80s. It started with disco and then a bit of rock. And then I've always said, I'd like to do something with this. And apparently, so I get it. And you can do a lot of good things with it, such as, charity work and, just loosen up.
Absolutely, and just enjoying yourself, man.
You are an entertainment machine, Quince.
I try,
As Yoda would say, try not, do, or do not. There is no try.
They're very well put. People need to loosen up after a hard day or hard night. Call it what you will.
And they're going to watch you dance on cable television, local cable television. Oh, wait a minute,
Worldwide.
TCC going worldwide now?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be pretty soon debuting the disco show on YouTube. So you can just type in your disco machine or whatever it's called, the YouTube machine, and type in Quincy Brisco disco.
Well, throw the fuck Fetty, because I'm ready.
He's ready like Freddy. You ain't seen nothing like the moves that Quincy Brisco
I can't wait till this airs.
I can't wait either.
Well, it's a walk down everything from John Travolta to turn the beat around to all those good old days
And if you're actually watching this on YouTube right now, the rundown, on the screen there's some video of him doing his disco dancing.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's just enjoying yourself, loosen up after a hard tense day or a hard tense night, and like I said, you can do a lot of good things with it.
If you got to cut loose, go foot loose, right?
Go foot loose. There you go.
Now Quincy over there is huffing and puffing because he literally just got off the dance floor.
Yeah.
Probably about 15 minutes before you arrived here at Restani Productions.
And the place looks great, by the way.
It does. It always does. We have good cleaning services.
Yeah. Well, no, since I've been gone for 4 months, I'm coming in and the place looks unlike anything I could have imagined. You've added so much.
That's Abby's department.
Yeah, she's done a great job.
You know, she's rarely seen down here. I may see her in passage, but she's doing all of her, her executive producing work.
Yeah, well, I haven't talked to her. What is she up to?
Last time I heard, she was in Florida at a bachelorette party.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you follow her on Twitter at After Hours Abby, you can see her in her little bathing suit she had on this past weekend down in Florida.
I missed that one.
It's ratings. And she color-coded the podcast microphones down here.
I see this. What color am I?
You are, I believe you're on microphone, what number is that
What
again?
am I, green?
You're green. I'm purple, and Quincy is blue. And
I got knocked out of. I'm in pod 2 here.
You're in pod 2, and Quincy's in pod 3, and no one's in pod 4 right now. But usually, later tonight, after we do this one, we're going to be recording the After Hours of TC Restani podcast, where South Boston Jeff, Quincy, Brisco, and I know you're going to be making a guest appearance on it as well.
I can't wait.
Just going to get some publicity. But it's your show.
We're back, folks.
What
So what have you been up to? We're going to talk about absolutely fucking nothing tonight. We're just going to talk about anything.
Let's be honest. You and I communicate at least 3 or 4 times a week anyway.
That's right.
What have you been doing?
Well, I've been trying to keep my mind and my body healthy.
That's easy to do. Yeah, the warm weather's coming back. We go for walks, all that, right?
Well, the weather has sucked. So I've been exercising inside. I've lost 24 more pounds.
That's very good. That's very...
I've grown a goatee.
You have. I thought I was looking at Stone Cold Steve Austin there for a second.
You think so?
That's the bottom line, son.
Steve Austin, bionics.
No, not that Steve Austin.
Oh, because that's the only Steve Austin I know.
And I've been doing a lot of writing.
Really?
Yes, I
So some
love
of the
to
fans?
write. Well, I write a bi-weekly article, or at least I try to, on medium.com.
That's awesome.
And you can find all the details on the Rundown CJ on Twitter.
That's right. You write about a lot of things, mostly the greatest decade of them all, the 1980s.
And there's a great segue in what we can talk about tonight.
Well, I never get tired of talking about the 1980s.
Love the 80s.
Even when I'm 80, I'm not going to be tired of talking about the 1980s.
Have you read my latest?
Which one was it? I may have.
The action films that were sleepers in the 80s.
I have not, but I will. It's on the list.
Yeah.
I read the ones that you posted last week they were outstanding. And one you sent me not too long ago, Romancing the Stone.
Did you enjoy that one?
I did enjoy it, because Romancing the Stone, this is the 40th anniversary of Romancing the Stone.
That's right.
And that was a sleeper hit.
It was. I don't think anybody could have possibly imagined how great of a film that would be.
And if that movie flopped, I would not be a fan of the movie Back to the Future, because it never would have been made.
Yeah, Zemeckis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Z. So give us the rundown, no pun intended, on your latest article on medium.com.
Well, you can find that on medium.com, and I will post the link on social media. You can find me at Cardiac Drop or at the Rundown CJ. And the latest was an article called "The Blockbuster Battle Royale," and how some of the films that I remember from high school, because I took a part-time job in Blockbuster Video and I was already an avid film fan, were sleeper hits. And I wrote an article on what I thought about them and about.
What was the number one sleeper hit that you hit upon?
Well, I mentioned several of them.
All right.
I mentioned.
Let me see if I know any of these sleeper hits.
All right.
I must know some of them.
How about the Dalton Double?
Never heard of it.
The Dalton Double.
Who's in
Timothy
it?
Dalton.
Oh.
James Bond.
Right.
He played James Bond twice.
I remember
and two
that.
of the most, I think, explosive James Bond films ever.
Okay.
Was it like a dual role when you call it the Dalton Double?
No, it's just that.
Oh, I get it. Two and two together in my head. The other Dalton would be Dalton from Roadhouse.
Yeah, great film.
Right.
I think it's Patrick Swayze's best film.
That or Red Dawn.
Yeah, Red Dawn's great.
Right.
And your girl's in Red Dawn.
Of course, Lea Thompson.
Basically, talked about lobby cards and promotional materials and stuff like that in the 80s, and how those movie cards and magazines and stuff like that. Posted a lot of my personal collection online.
Yes.
All right, it's a lost art now.
It is. They don't do it anymore.
Nah, you don't have artists like Drew Struzan and stuff like that do these excellent, really.
Jump off the page. Make you want to go see this movie.
Absolutely. He's done all the
Everything.
greatest films.
Everything.
So, mentioned Mad Max,
Oh, Beyond Thunderdome.
Tina Turner.
The song is actually more popular than the movie.
It is, but I love that poster, man.
No, that poster is fantastic. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Mentioned Beverly Hills Cop. Mentioned
But
the
Beverly Hills Cop, that was kind of a guaranteed it was going to be a hit because 48 Hours was one of those sleeper blockbusters that no one saw coming.
right.
But Beverly Hills Cop, everybody went and saw that. My grandfather took me to see that when I was 13.
Really.
Yeah, he loved going to the movies.
And I just watched it not too long ago, and my wife was quiet throughout most of the film, and she said, "What a great fucking soundtrack."
Yeah, of course.
I just love. Yes, Harold Faltermeyer's soundtrack sells that film.
Well, the first one out of all those, I'll have to say, was the best.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
He made like 3 of them, didn't he? But I'll have to say the first one out of all those was the best.
And
Yeah.
there's a 4th one coming out this year.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were telling me.
It's called Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Axel Bach.
Really?
Yeah, I'm excited.
And it reunites the original cast.
Judge Reinhold.
John Ashton and Judge Reinhold are back as Taggart and Rosewood.
You gotta
Yes.
have those. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a Beverly Hills Cop, right?
I think this will be the last one because poor John Ashton is pushing 80.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy's no spring chicken. He's like 65, 66 years old.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed the Beverly Hills Cop ones. 3, no, I don't enjoy that
Yeah,
one.
3 was terrible.
This is the cleanest police car I've ever been in. We're not gonna
this
call
the-
fall in the tailpipe.
Is this the gentleman that wrecked the buffet?
Is this the
Harold
gentleman
Club.
that wrecked the buffet?
I mentioned the John Carpenter triple feature of the 80s. Big Trouble in Little China, They Live, and Escape from New York. I think,
His best movie.
3 shining gems
Love
in his...
all 3 of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, John, and he wrote the music for all 3 of them as well.
he did.
I love the theme for They Live. Do, do, do,
Awesome stuff.
do, do, do.
Lopan.
He just turned 98 today.
Unbelievable. James Wong?
James
No,
Hong. Yeah.
Yes, James
He was
Hong.
just in that movie that won Best Picture last year. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That dimensional thing with the short round?
Oh, yeah.
He was in that.
Oh, no kidding.
He's still
I haven't
acting.
seen
He's
it yet.
he's pushing 100.
He's a legend.
And and he won the Best Picture of the Year movie last year.
Oh, shit.
But he'll
I didn't know
always be
that.
Lopan to me.
Absolutely.
Or he'll be Snotty from Revenge of the Nerds 2.
Yes. God, I haven't seen that in a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I met James Hong at a Comic-Con. I mean, he had to have been, was he 98 now? You're talking,
15 years
he
ago,
was,
maybe?
no, longer, like 25.
Wow.
So he was in his 70s then.
Really?
So, real nice guy. He signed a Lopan picture. Remember when the lightning was coming out of his eyes and
yes.
mouth? And
Yes.
he signed it right on the lightning in his mouth.
Awesome stuff.
He wrote, TC, go find me a girl with green eyes.
I love it. Kim Cattrall.
Ooh, she looked good in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Cattrall. Oh, yeah, she's a hot number, right?
Yeah,
She was,
She was
yeah.
then. I don't know to say now, but. And she was also in Police Academy, which came out 40 years ago this year.
That's right. See, so things come full circle.
They do.
I also mentioned Batman '89, probably the best superhero movie ever made, in my opinion.
Well-
Next to Christopher Reeves.
I was gonna say.
78.
Superman. See, I want to debate this. I know you're a comic book guy and whatnot.
Yes.
Batman's really not a superhero. He has no powers.
Well,
He's
that's
a
debatable.
vigilante.
Yeah, well, that's debatable.
Like what Joker
But I
said.
hear what you're saying.
But he has wonderful toys.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like Batman,
Yeah.
but I never thought he was a superhero. Even when he was
Right,
on the
I
Super
get it.
Friends.
I get it.
Wonder Woman has an invisible jet and the magic lasso. Aquaman can go boop, 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 and talk to friggin' sharks. Him and Batman. At least even the Wonder Twins had powers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Batman did not.
Yeah,
I
but he
can't
had the
argue with that.
utility belt.
That's right.
But that's not a superpower. You can go down there. You can make a utility belt.
But next to Reeves' 78 Superman, which is top tier for me. That was a great film. Did you like Batman
I
89?
love Batman 89.
Did you, Quincy?
What's that?
Batman 89.
The one
Did you
with
like-
Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
and Michael
Oh,
Keaton?
yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I saw it. That was the very first midnight movie I ever saw in my entire life.
And Tim Burton. Tim Burton was just in the Boston area not too long ago,
He was
folks.
filming Beetlejuice 2.
Beetlejuice 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
And yeah, I think TC snuck down there, saw him sitting in the chair.
I did. I sent you a picture.
You did.
I did.
Sitting in the chair. And I mentioned The Running Man, 87.
Oh, directed by Paul Michael Glazier from Starsky and Hutch fame.
That's right. And, you know.
And Richard Dawson, who returned to acting after a long period of time.
The Family Feud kisser.
He was on Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
And then he played, what was his, Damian Killian in that movie.
That's right.
Yes!
You got it nailed down. And then I mentioned not too many ninja films star actual ninjas.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
And Sho Kosugi in 1985 was in Pray for Death.
Jeff's buddy. He's got a sword signed by him.
See that? And we're going to have Jeff in the studio later on. We're going to talk to him about that.
You never know.
On After Hours, I think we should mention that.
He'll talk about it for 2 hours. My favorite ninja movie of the 1980s would probably be American Ninja with Michael Dudikoff.
Great movie.
Great. You can find it. You know, you can find it if you can't. It's not streaming. You can find it. Someone uploaded the whole thing to YouTube.
Oh, you can find a lot of these online for free on some of these sites that they rip them and they post them right up online.
The guy who was playing the Black Star Ninja in American Ninja looked like an Asian Burt Reynolds.
I remember the film. I haven't seen it in dog's age. And then the final film I mentioned was Nighthawks in 81 with Stallone, Rutger Hauer.
My favorite Stallone movie outside of Rocky and Rambo.
See that? Look at that. I didn't know that.
Unbelievable. And you know who else is in that? Herschel Savage. No, not Herschel Savage. You know who we need? We need an expert in useless 80s trivia to get on the microphone and join us. And we're going to summons him in here right now. The microphone's on this side tonight, mystery guest.
Look who's coming into the studio. Unbelievable. We got South Boston Jeff, ladies and gentlemen.
He's here. It's like Beetlejuice. We mentioned his name and he shows up.
What's up, brother?
We're here on the Rundown, Jeff, on CJ's Rundown. I'm trying to think of who was the porn star from the 70s that was in Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone?
Well, it wasn't Lindsay Wagner.
It wasn't Lindsay Wagner. I know who it is. I know. No, it's not. No, it's a guy.
Now, was that?
Get on the microphone. That would help.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at the cast now, and I don't know.
I know who it is. It's Jamie Gillis.
Jamie Gillis, very popular. He was the hugest back in the 70s with his curly hair.
Right. Jamie Gillis was in he played Lindsay Wagner's boss.
Okay, that's him.
Yeah, that's
he
him.
was a porn star.
Up until even the 90s.
Oh, the biggest. I mean,
do you mean that literally?
Well, no. I would say the biggest would have been John Holmes. His big use was 13 inches of that of meat he had. 13 inches of meat he had. But glad to be joining you on such enlightening stuff.
Welcome.
Well, we needed the expertise. We were like, send out the SBJ signal.
Excellent. We got the whole crew here in the studio live on the Rundown After Hours. And basically, that was the last film I mentioned, TC. But, I touched upon Blockbuster Video and,
right.
How that great cover art on a lot of those video cassettes. And a lot of these movies, a couple of them that I mentioned, you can only get them on video, on VHS. And one of them never made it to DVD.
Which one was
Pray for Death.
Okay.
So you have to buy that and import it from out of the country and hope that it works.
Tubi or something doesn't have it?
No, I don't know. I couldn't find it.
Jeff might have it.
Tubi will probably have it, but it's the kind of movie that there's a movie I'm looking for, Choyosuji, 9 Deaths of Ninja. It was filmed in the Maltese. It was filmed in Malta in the Maltese. Choyosuji, and it's one of his ninja movies. But it's one of those movies that. No, very kind of hard to find, but he made a movie over in the Maltese in the island of Malta in the Maltese Islands, and it was pretty cool. But what are we talking about over here? Stallone movies?
We were talking. Well, I think. Am I out?
No, you're on.
Oh, okay. Well, I had mentioned right before you come into the studio, Sho Kosugi in Pray for Death. And TC mentioned that you got a sword signed by him.
I do.
Would love to see pictures of that sometime.
Oh yeah, it's a very and his hands. He's got some big Japanese.
He's
mitts.
a real ninja.
Yeah, I know he is.
Real life.
He's legit and everything, and he dips his hands in that sand almost every morning. His hands are like I shook his hands, and they were like shaking hands with a big catcher's mitt. Yeah, and very serious guy and everything.
Awesome guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I had mentioned that I had written an article on Medium.com. TC asked me, and Quincy asked me what movies, and I mentioned Pray for Death, Nighthawks, right before you walked in. And we were also talking about The Running Man.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely cool. What's very cool about The Running Man is now I was talking about this actor what was the name in The Running Man, the actor who played Dynamo, he was that baritone opera singer. Absolutely cool.
He was from Sweden or something. I don't know the actor's exact name, but he was a graduate of MIT. And he played
in Stir Crazy.
Yeah, he played the guy who looked like King Kong Bundy in Stir Crazy.
Yes.
His name was Erland Philip Peter Van.
Yeah,
that would be him. That would be him.
Very
Dutch
big
American
guy, yeah.
actor and wrestler.
Very. Speaking of the Maltese Islands, when they were filming the movie Popeye with Robin Williams, they originally got him to play a goon from the island of the Goons.
Really?
Yeah. He was because Popeye was supposed to be rescued from the island of the Goons with the sea hag.
Yeah.
She was, as the sea hag was supposed to be played by Linda Hunt, and that stubby little lesbo we all love. but
For you,
and then they got that actor dressed up as the goon, and it was just way too terrifying.
Really?
Yeah, so they just they just changed the character and made him into a.
This is the Robin Williams film, huh?
Yes.
No
yes,
shit.
Yes.
Well,
When they got him into that goon gear, it was just way too terrifying for a Disney movie. People are like, we can't do this. It's horrible. It's horrifying because if you watch the cartoons involving the goons, they are pretty terrifying.
They are.
They're like the way they look and the way they look, and that a lot of people don't know is that it predates that cartoon came out in 1938. So the term goon was picked up by the gangsters and the Nazis. They were the goon squads in the concentration camps. Plus gangsters started using goons.
So did hockey players.
Yeah. And so, but that is also that is also the significance of Sloth and the Goonies and everything, because he's a guy because he represents what children think a goon is. And,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, with all my knowledge of the Goonies, I didn't know that. Look at that. I learned something new every day.
Yeah, because he was because he was the Fratelli's goon.
Yeah.
Actually. So Sloth was, but he had a heart, and I would have loved to see the sequel where they would have went with that. I would have loved that would have been a good sequel. We saw the end. Sloth, you're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you.
Do you know Sloth had a first name?
I did not.
He
did?
Yeah. The character. I did not. No.
Lotney.
Really?
Look it up. Lotney Fratelli.
I believe it.
His Sloth.
It was never mentioned in the film.
It was not mentioned in the film.
Really?
It was in the book or the script or whatever, but it was Lotney Fratelli.
And what happened with that? They never wanted to do a sequel?
Well, they toyed around, they had ideas. They had a script all ready to go and everything, but there was just no way they could do make a movie and keep it up to par with the original.
No.
They wanted to make bring all the original kids back together and make a story about their kids. Like they're the parents now, and there's more treasure down there to be found by Sloth and Mikey and their kids and everything. And
I would have loved that.
I would have liked it too.
There's no way they're gonna do it now.
Yeah, but because that we would have got to see how Chunk and Sloth are doing as roommates. I mean, I would have liked to know whatever came of that living situation. But I'm sure it must have been interesting.
Yeah.
John Matusak, it's just amazing how many things I see him in too. I mean, he died pretty young. I think he was like 35 or 38 or something like that.
He was that young?
Yes, and but I seen him on an episode of MASH recently. Excellent
And
episode.
he was the punk motorcycle guy that chased John Cusack
in One Crazy Summer.
One Crazy Summer.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, is that right?
Okay,
Right.
Cassandra, all I want is my money.
Yeah.
It's my money, and you know it. Yeah,
And that was what that came out in '86, so that was the year after the Goonies.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Useless information. You want to know about it?
Good
We do.
information.
Someone at this table will give you the answer.
Yeah. Between you and SBJ and Quincy Brisco over there, you
You never
ask
know.
for a better panel.
Fantastic.
So, what have you guys been doing to keep fresh with?
Well, what we do is I don't think we do anything. This is useless knowledge stuck inside our heads, and this is just a way to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be getting another sword signed in a couple
you got a
of
convention
weeks.
coming up?
Yeah, got a convention coming up. I can't.
Where you going?
I can't. Well, I can't. First of all, I don't want to jinx it and everything, but I cannot wait to meet Charo. Charo will be there.
Coochie,
and everything.
coochie.
Now, does he wear the hat or not wear the hat when he meets his star?
Oh, you got to wear the hat with John.
Wear the hat.
Oh yeah. I gotta wear maybe a couple of hats, a hat and a bandana.
Are you going to that, Quincy?
Nah.
But she'll be there, and a good selection of the Warriors will be there.
Warriors come out to play.
Now,
He won't be there though.
But and there was like a
Is he
nice.
dead?
And a Silent Night, Deadly Night reunion. They've gotten a few more. I've already met Billy from part 1, but they've gotten a few more of the actors now. And I never knew now until this day. The woman who played Billy, his mother, the woman who played his mom, who got sexually assaulted by the Santa Claus. Yeah, we have to say that now. We have to say SA'd now. She got SA'd by Santa.
You can't say raped?
She got SA'd by Santa
SA'd.
Claus. She got SA'd by Santa Claus, and that actress was Tara Buckman. And I always thought it was Lisa Whelchel from Blair from The Facts of Life. But it was just an actress that looked like her. Now Tara Buckman was actually in the Cannonball Run. She was the one in the Lamborghini with Adrian Barbeau. Very fine actress.
Well, first of all, we're not a PC show, so you can say what you want. So you could say fucked without permission if you want.
She was SA'd by SANTA.
Sexually abused?
Yeah, as long as
Assaulted? Yeah, whatever you want to go,
Is
As
that
long
what it
as she's
stands
not
for?
SA'd by SBJ, but that would that could be let's see how she's looking these days before we can think about that.
It's been 39 years since Silent Night, Deadly Night. So
Yeah, in about 43 years since Cannonball Run. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Now, which Cannonball Run chick would you like better? Did you like Adrian Barbeau and that girl, or did you like Susan Anton and Daisy Duke?
Oh, it would have been great if you could put like Susan, put Daisy Duke and Tara Buckman together.
That would have been the perfect combination. I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
See, Daisy Duke, was pretty back in the day, but she was missing something in my book.
I would.
I mean, she wasn't like, it's like everybody, oh, Daisy. Yeah,
I didn't find her that attractive.
She was attractive.
I just to be honest.
She was attractive,
She's all right.
but she had something missing.
Like what?
I don't know. It's just that something that you can't pinpoint.
Well, the Dukes of Hazzard,
great legs and everything.
A lot of
maybe
people like the Dukes of Hazzard. it's country music. It had the Boss Hog.
No, we're not talking about the Dukes of Hazzard. We're talking about
Daisy
Duke. All right.
Yeah, well, that's where she came from. Yeah.
No kidding.
So I'm trying to just pinpoint it down. Like
It's just like, why do you like Laverne more
She
than
was
Shirley?
lacking in the
because
sexy
like
department.
Laverne is like, first of all, she has milk and Pepsi. Okay.
Okay, there you go. Maybe Daisy didn't have the milk and Pepsi that I was looking for.
The small boobs.
Laverne like knows how to loosen up, and
Kind of a masculine face. I'm not a big Daisy Duke
Well,
fan.
actually, Catherine Bach a very nice girl. I don't want to rag on her.
Okay.
We've met her several times.
But she's morphed into the love child of Jay Leno and China from the WWE.
Yes.
That's what she looks like now. But there's just, even as a kid, everybody, I liked, the girls on 8 is Enough more than Daisy Duke.
Yeah. Suzanne Summers.
Oh, Suzanne
Farrah
Summers.
Fawcett.
I had a thing for Barbara Eden. I've always had kind of had an
Barbara
interest.
Eden.
Well, kind of had an interest in genies.
Talk about MILFs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but Barbara Eden was just gorgeous. Oh come on, she was a perfect. There's a picture of her in a leather jacket and on a Harley Davidson with wearing very short skirt and everything, and it's just it'll make you drool. I mean, she's great as Jeannie, but she was one looker back in her day.
Well, she did that TV show. Remember that one she was on? She was on Hopper Valley, PTA.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh, there it is.
We'll flash this picture on the screen when this airs.
Quincy's drooling because it looks like his motorcycle. Oh yeah, Barbara Eden. She still look good for someone who's 90-something years old.
Yeah. And wasn't she just at a recent convention?
Rhode Island Comic Con. Yeah.
No shit.
She had the longest line.
I'll bet.
Yeah,
And she does look good for her age.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't age. Of course, she ages, but she still looks, ding, 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 little genie magic going
Now,
on.
did you guys got onto that convention? I'm stuttering here, folks. Did you go down to that convention?
Yes, we did.
Who were the heavy hitters down there? I missed it.
The ones that Jeff was
I was
going
sick.
for was
Vicki Lawrence.
Vicki
I
Lawrence.
got my picture. I'll
What
show
was
you.
the reaction?
Let me show you a cool picture. But she was like, I got Vicki Lawrence, and then I got to meet her as Mama.
let me have a little fun. What was when you met her? What was the reaction when you went to meet her?
Oh, well, you were there.
Yeah, but like when you went to meet, did she give you a little bit of like her routine from the show and all that?
Well, like when I met her as Vicki Lawrence and everything, she was just sitting there with Dorothy Lyman, and I got to joke around, crack around with both of them and everything. But when I met her as Mama, you weren't there. You've seen the picture, but she was totally in character, and I was standing, and she was like, "Come on, hurry up! What do you think I got all day?"
Did she crack you one?
Yeah, she hit me with her purse when I was walking around. Come on, now
See,
get
the
out,
complete
get out.
experience, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I told her how much of a fan I was, and I was like, "Oh, I'll be up there to meet Mama." So she made
Good for you.
she made it legit for me. She made it special.
Who else was there?
Well, one of the greatest songwriters in history was there, Mr. Paul Williams. Paul Williams.
Gotta love Paul Williams.
You don't
yeah.
have to yell into the microphone, Quincy.
The
You're
thing
excited.
about that is like some strings were pulled and
Tell us about that, Quince.
well, okay. Like I said, first of all, some strings were pulled after I got this telephone call. You're gonna go meet Paul Williams, for me, otherwise known as Little Enos. So they made some phone calls, did something, and I was the very first one to go meet him. Because once we got into the building, got the ticket, the whole bit, sat in the chair. They said some people to the one who runs this whole thing. He wants to be the first one in line the moment, because line is going to build.
Right.
And then that's just what I did. So they put a sticker
we
on.
just made it happen.
Pulling all those strings at the
like
convention.
After
You
what,
were up front.
after what happened with Steve Martin, we had to make it up to him. So we went down there. A couple of palms were greased and everything, and just it just had to be the right pen.
you
We
gotta
made
do
it.
it.
We made it happen to him.
I'm sorry about the Steve Martin thing. I heard about that.
Yeah, it's like you would think that Steve Martin, like, all I did was like, I was like, how about if I give you one of these? It's like people liked him as a comedian when we were younger,
Right.
and it's
You
like,
would think he would realize he had one of his true fans in front of him.
Absolutely.
You would think he would
And he was a
realize
dick, huh?
how to treat him.
Steve, if you're listening to this, you're a dick.
Oh, he's a massive dick.
You're
Yeah.
a dick.
It's like, well, that's it. Now, what else can I say? It's like,
And it's not like he's in fucking,
This isn't
demand.
1979.
He's not relevant. What the...
yeah, all I wanted to do is like just have a little fun with the comedy clips. That's where you come from.
Right.
The important thing is you don't forget where you come from. When you go to meet some
This
comedian.
guy, he had a puss on his face even when he pulled up in the car.
He tried to avoid you
And
too,
there was
right?
4 people there. It wasn't like there was 50 people.
Well, yeah.
And it was a what, Thursday afternoon or something, and there was just no one there. And he was just a total dickhead.
Didn't sign anything, didn't wave, didn't
Yeah,
photo.
he was just a jerk off. Nobody.
He looked like Ebenezer Scrooge. He was gritting his teeth and everything, and it's obvious why they got him for that role in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, because he was just like, "Arr!" And it was like, whoa, relentless. Like,
He was just
He growled? The fucking guy growled?
He goes, I'm tired of it. He was just a fucking asshole.
Wow.
And if he was here right now, I'd break his banjo over his fucking head.
Now, the thing about this, I know,
you,
like it was
Steve.
banjo music and everything, but now this here, strings were pulled, and they put a sticker on me.
Good.
One of those posters, like, he's the first one. He sat there waiting patiently, which I didn't mind for an hour.
You
And
must
it's
have
like,
been in your glory, brother.
Oh,
See,
it was fun. And it's like, take a walk around, a short walk, and come back.
See, getting back to the Steve Martin thing, this would be like you growing up idolizing like Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford, and
Which
them
I
being
do.
total dinks to you.
See, and they say don't meet your heroes.
Right. Well,
You know?
case in point, right
And
there.
this guy's waiting to meet Steve Martin, and he was a prick.
100%. And then we met his other hero, Henry Winkler, the Fonz, who was one of the greatest gentlemen in the world.
He
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
It's like,
I saw the pictures, man.
and so it's
Awesome.
like, I talked to some fans while waiting in line, and it's like, and I took his picture, and I said, thanks. No, thank you. And he said,
Really?
You actually signed an autograph for him.
Yeah. It's like, man, can I have
You
your
signed an autograph for Henry
That's right.
Winkler.
I said, be glad to.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, thank you.
See,
It's like,
I love stars that appreciate their fans like that.
oh yeah.
You gotta love, ones like that. It's like they don't forget where they come from.
No.
The world of acting, you try to make a big, huge variety, because you can enter into different roles, dress up nice, which we love doing.
Right.
And then he loves it, and then
He did love it. He was a very, 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 he was cool. Thumbs
he was
up.
cool. He always gotta be cool. Hey.
Unlike that scumbag, worthless pond scum Steve Martin.
Unbelievable. Pulling no punches.
He was just like, you would think that after all the movies and you would think, you go to talk about your movies, your fans, and throw out some of your best clips.
Well, you know what? We were warned by other autograph collectors who were absent because they know how much of a dick he is.
So they didn't even go down.
They didn't even bother.
Right.
But Quincy, who I've known for a million years, and he's always talked about his idol being Steve Martin.
Right.
And we were there. There was a limited amount of people, and he was just a total douchebag.
But unlike but then the second one, they pulled some strings, and it's like, okay, I got to hurry back. Someone's been waiting patiently.
Yeah.
Took a walk around, fast walk around, come back.
Good stuff.
They had a poster, one of those poster stickers, first one. He come back, and it's like, he's here. It's like, okay, so what is it what you would like?
This is Paul Williams.
This is
Right.
Paul Williams.
Right,
He
I
sounds
know.
just like him.
Did he sign a Little
Yes, he
Enos
did.
picture for you?
He did.
Yes, he
He
did.
did?
He did.
And it's like, he knows you as Little Enos. Okay, you're Quincy Brisco. You would like an autograph. He does the whole impersonation. Goes through the sum.
Yeah.
Thank
but
you.
then he
It's
was
like,
talking to
guy,
me.
man. What a great guy. I love that stuff.
I'll get back to you, Quincy. But then when he was talking, we got to talking about music, and we got to talking about Emmett Otter's Jugman Christmas, and I told him,
Oh my
and
God,
I told
haven't
him
seen that in forever.
Yeah, I told him that. I was like, yeah, me and Quincy have a little podcast going and everything.
Yeah.
We know about music, and he was like, well, let me tell you something, my friend. In order to write good music, it's got to come from the heart, and I can tell that you've got a good heart. And he looked over at Quincy and said, hey, Quincy, give me 20 on the Bandit.
he says, give
No
me 500 on the
shit.
Bandit.
Yeah, give me 500 on the Bandit. Yeah, he looked at
'Cause
me because he knew, and then he knows I'm a man who looks after my friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And he can tell that if someone came up to me looking for a clip, it's like, you give him the clip because that's where you come from.
I love
If you
that.
want to make the fans meet him, so he's like, give me 500 on the Bandit.
And hats off to Paul Williams. This wasn't like a 5-minute encounter. This was like a
Right.
20-minute encounter.
See,
It's
that's
awesome.
that's incredible. And I mean,
That's
you know
what
what?
you're-
I love people that appreciate their fans like that.
Oh, he loved Quincy.
We build them to be what they
Right.
And, you know, when they're in the twilight of their careers, like Steve Martin, you think that they would be a little appreciative
In my
of their
opinion, the
fans.
sun had already set on that guy.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
He just disrespected my friend Quincy.
Yeah, you know.
Totally,
that's,
totally
Well,
disrespect.
you know,
Just like
the
you
stock
go
has
to meet-
fallen in my book for him.
you go to meet the fans and you got to give them some funny clips
Absolutely.
because people come from around. It's like
So,
they want comedy. You don't
Jeff,
sound
you
very.
might be, you know what? You might be going on a stock. I didn't mean to cut you off, Quincy. You might be going on a celebrity stock with TC soon. Andrew Dice Clay is in town.
Oh, that's true and everything. But I've already
Have you met him?
a few. I've met him. Yeah.
Have you met him?
Sure, I've met him. I met him at his book signing when he let me tell you this. Now
Nice
this is a
guy?
great. Yeah, this is now a great story here. When we got to see him in concert, I was chilling. Me and us, Signature Boy Donnie, and we had now we're on the balcony right over overlooking the stage at the
Right.
Orpheum. And a cute looking lady starts sitting down with us, and she's like, "You guys mind if I sit down with you?" And I'm like, "Sure." And she's like, "You guys big Dice? You guys big Dice fans?" And I was like, "Oh yeah. What about you?" She's like, "Oh, I'm Dice's biggest fan." We're like, "Oh, all right, cool." And she sat with us the whole show, and I went to the Barnes and Noble to his book signing the very next day.
Okay.
He was there with his family,
Nice.
and his wife turned out to be that lady. That lady.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, that lady that was sitting with us turned out to be his wife, and she was like, "Hey, I was sitting with this guy last night." He was like, "Get the fuck out of here! You were sitting with this jerk off. What the hell's the matter with you?" But yeah, Dice was very cool to me. Tons of pictures, tons and tons of pictures.
Have you seen what he does now on Instagram?
No.
It's hysterical. He walks
I'll
around
check him out.
Times Square or in airports and whatnot. He's got a big, kind of like a hat what Jeff has on right now.
Okay.
And these big old, Jerry Lewis glasses that are red tinted and whatnot, and a scarf. And he walks up and he goes, "Excuse me, are you looking for a picture with me?" And all these people have no clue who he is. One of the things that was hysterical, he found this old couple and he goes, "Are you Mr. and Mrs. Twizzler?" And he goes, "Are you waiting for me?" Like, "No, get away." I'm sorry. Sometimes people recognize him, but 90% of the time, no one has a clue who he is, and it's hysterical.
Yeah, because he'll do a little routine or something.
Especially when he was doing a show at Carnegie Hall.
Right.
He was walking around, New York City, trying to be recognized as publicity, and no one really knew who he was. Because unless you know it's him, you don't know it's him.
Right.
Because he's not out there in his leather jacket looking like Barbarino or anything.
Now, do you remember a couple of episodes of the Happy Days when I think it was the episode when Leather Tuscadero was picking on Richie, and then the Fawns came in dressed in this total nerdy character with a weird hat.
I do,
And
yes.
he was like, "Oh my God, I think I'm gonna crush my snails," and
I do,
Oh,
yeah.
Dice Clay got so much out of that character.
Oh, for
because,
real?
Oh, yeah, because that he gets that from Jerry Lewis. He got that a lot Henry Winkler got a lot of that from Jerry Lewis. But Dice Clay is also a big Jerry Lewis
Lady!
fan.
Just a pie? Hey, Mr. Cake? Yeah, you talking about the one where they kidnapped Chachi?
Oh yeah.
Are you talking about when the?
I don't recall that one, but I'll take your word for it.
I
Chris.
think is that the one you're talking about? They kidnapped Richie and Chachi.
Yeah,
You're talking about-
because they were wearing these jackets and everything, and she had they were and Leather and her gang kind of kidnapped him and held them hostage and everything.
Yeah,
but then Fonzarelli came in dressed as that the nerdy little Jewish kid.
Just a party? Yeah, Mr. Cake. I remember
Did
that.
I miss the party? Did I miss the cake? Oh, you're gonna make me faint. It was a very strange character, but
and
it
they
was.
bust the chains off. To
It's
set
funny
Chachi
because
loose.
I never knew Dice got his material from that shit. Unbelievable. He's going to be in Boston March 15th.
You gotta be like someone strong, first of all, to break the chains, and two, you got to care about someone who's in trouble. But on the other hand, when they found out Chachi got himself in trouble.
You ever noticed Scott Baio's name on every show is Charles?
Yeah, I remember that.
Because Chachi is short for Charles. Charles Arcola.
Charles
Right,
Arcola?
and then he did Charles in Charge.
And he did Charles in Charge.
And then what else did he do?
Did
Nothing.
he do Chachi and Joni? Was there a Chachi and Joni?
There was, but he was still the same character.
He did that movie Zapped with Willie Ames, and they had superpowers.
Was his name Charlie in
No.
that one?
I'm trying. I'm
look
trying
it
to
up.
figure
we will,
what his,
we will
what his name
real-time
was.
fact check that.
But
It's
What was
like-
the name of the movie?
That would have been Zapped with Willie Ames and Scott Baio
and Heather Thomas.
And Heather Thomas from The Fall Guy. It's like Tony Danza. Tony Danza's name is Tony and everything, too. He's on Taxi and Who's the Boss?
No, Scott Baio, his name was fucking Bonnie.
Bonnie. Well, Bonnie.
Barney Miller or something. No, it wasn't Barney Miller, but it was
Barney
yeah.
Miller. That's Hal Linden.
Yeah, you're correct. But
Did you meet Scott Baio?
I've never met Scott Baio.
Or Willie Ames?
Willie Ames.
Great guy.
He actually called Jeff's cousin on Jeff's cell phone.
Yeah,
There
I was
comes
like,
another story.
I told him, my cousin used to have a crush on you back in your 80s enough days.
Yeah.
And he's like, did you? What's her name? And I was like, Kim. And I was like, why don't you give her a call? And I was like, oh, all right. So I called my cousin Kim, and I was like,
No
Kim?
shit.
Hold on, someone would like to say hello to you. Hold on. And he's like, hey Kim, guess who it is? It's Willie Ames.
She must have died,
She
man.
did. He was like, yeah. I had a cousin named Kim, but your cousin is a pretty cool guy.
That's a true
Cool
story.
guy.
I was there when that took place. Now, have you ever had a celebrity, your favorite celebrity, call you randomly like that?
No.
I have.
No.
It was insane. It actually happened. What year is this? 2023. So it was four. Sorry,
Jeez.
see, my head's a little tired. It was 2022. It was the first 90s con down in Hartford, Connecticut. My friend John, the autograph collector,
Okay.
called me up and he goes, "Here, someone wants to say hi to you. Wants to say how you doing? Put it on." It was Lea Thompson,
No kidding.
and she goes, "Is this TC?"
You must have died.
He's like, "Yeah, how you been?" He goes, "Are you coming down to New Jersey next month for Chiller?" I go, "Yeah." Well, we'll talk it out then. It's like she knew me. It was great. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
you know,
if they're good people, you could get people to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm never getting a phone call.
Well, who do you want to talk to? Maybe we can see if we can make that possible.
Well, there's a lot.
All right, we'll surprise you at
mean-
one of these shows that you don't come down to with us.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
You could start with Eric Erlaniak. Start with,
Well, you'd go to that one.
definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
You'd crawl to that.
Yeah. Have the Charlie's Angels, the ones that are alive, call me.
Okay, they don't do Comic-Cons, though.
Yeah, I put my brother on the phone with Samantha Fox. That was pretty.
Oh,
He loved
I
that
want to have
because
some fun.
yeah,
I wanna.
yeah,
How
because
about-
she has her thick British accent, and it's
Ooh,
great.
love house. You gotta love Samantha Fox.
You know,
Yes.
I thought it was being in the same. Didn't you put your brother on the phone with Gary Gnu?
I
Gary
was
who?
going to at that time, we were going to because I tried to call him, but I couldn't get my brother on the phone. But it's a great story because back in the mid '80s, they opened the Boy Scouts of America opened up this program called the Tiger Cubs. The Tiger Cubs know your community. The Tiger Cubs, and for the Tiger Cubs commercial, they got all the Great Space Coasters character together, and they had Gary Gnu and the gorilla playing a baseball game. So everybody that's seen this commercial joined up. They joined the Tiger Cubs, thinking they were going to meet all the characters from the Great Space Coaster. My brother Pat joined the Tiger Cubs, and he ended up picking trash up over by the Fellsway. So yeah, So he was pissed because he ends up picking trash up over by the Fellsway, and he was like, "Well, why did you want to join the Tiger Cubs?" He's like, "Because I thought I was going to meet Baxter and Gary Gnu," and he was all pissed off. So I never thought in the world that I would meet the guy who played Gary Gnu,
And you did.
and I did. He's like, and I was like, "Yeah, I like it." I told him the story. He got a kick out of that. You know, he was like, "Oh, we'll call your brother up right now. We'll get him on the phone." phone, but like, yeah, he
Gary
was
Gnu.
Yeah, I was about to put him on the phone, but he just happened not to be there.
So no GNUs is good GNUs with Gary GNU. So CJ, is this return all that it's cracked up to be? You haven't been on for 4 months.
Yeah.
You got a full house in here for the rundown.
I love it. I missed it. Like I said at the beginning of the show, took a little bit of a break. Got my mind right. Took some family time, but it's good to be back, man. Good to be back. And it's great to just kick back and talk about absolute nothing.
Well, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're great at.
That's all right.
We have PhDs in useless information.
And you know what? Sometimes those make the best shows and conversations.
It's fantastic. And it looks like on the dial here that we're coming up to the end of our discussion.
But we're going to be back. And we're going to have some great guests lined up. And on the days that we don't have those guests, we're going to do exactly what we're doing now. We're going to have this panel back, and we're going to talk about absolutely nothing.
Unbelievable.
Well, if you've been listening, I want to thank my panel of guests tonight, Quincy Brisco, South Boston Jeff.
Hey, no problem.
The illustrious TC Restani. I'm CJ. This was The Rundown After Hours. Thanks for listening.